Hello, it is Patrick Tycoon Jones. How are all of my tycoons today? Today we have a really good episode, and I think this is something that's going to be long lasting and impressionable on your minds, because what it's really talking about here today, folks, is your mentality equals your stability in life. Now, I want that to actually sink in, and let's get into the episode. Hello all, it's Patrick Tycoon Jones here. Today we're here with another meaningful episode. Your mentality equals your stability in life. Folks, if you have a significant other, a wife, a husband that's actually depending on you, a family, kids that's depending on you, the stability that you bring in their life, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, whatever it may be, is extremely important to the existence, and I should say the positive existence to your family, yourself, your soul, your mentality, your thought process, all of the above, and it is not a game. So number one, make a decision that your future self will thank you for. I cannot tell you how meaningful that saying, that thought process, right, that notion is, specifically to my life, right? So when I was about 25, bought my first, townhouse, right? But when I was 25, more importantly, it's scientifically proven that your brain has fully matured, right? When it's growing, the thought process, things of that nature. And I know I found that to be true with myself. It felt like when I hit 25, all of the stars kind of aligned. My thought process, what it is that I wanted to do, my finances, my career, right? Mind, body, soul, and then spirit, everything kind of aligned. And then I was like, you know what? This is the right path. I'm gonna stick on this path and I'm not gonna deviate from it, right? I'm gonna continue to learn. I'm gonna continue to grow. I'm gonna finalize school, right? Meaning get my degree. So I went out and I tackled my associate's degree first. And then I went out and I tackled my bachelor's degree. And now, folks, just so you all know, I'm actually enrolled right now in Harvard Business School's negotiation mastery course. It's a certification that they provide online. And I'm actually negotiating with like 400 different students abroad, right? I had a negotiation with someone that was in Australia, down under, as they say. I had a negotiation with someone from China. So at the end of the day, for me, I'm always going to make a decision that my future self, the Patrick 3 years from now, Patrick 5 years from now, is going to be proud of, right? I'm going to look back and I'm going to thank my younger version of myself for making those decisions and ensuring that I actually push through and I conquer whatever it is that I'm looking to conquer. So that's number one. Number two, you must have willpower. So folks, the willpower that's going to make you be steadfast, meaning whenever there's going to be, a trial, a tribulation, you don't falter by the wayside. You don't say, hey, look, this is getting too hard for me, even though I know this is exactly what I want in life. I want this physique. I want to make X amount of money. I want this career. I want this family. I want it to look like this, right? And if there is a little bit of a hiccup, let's just say in a relationship, someone leaves you, right? That's a hiccup. Let's say in one particular year, you don't make the type of money that you want to make. That might be a hiccup, right? So as soon as you see, that thing that needs to be ironed out, if you will, instead of it pushing you off to the wayside and you actually staying there, you have the willpower, you have the tenacity, you have the mental fortitude to persevere and keep moving forward. That will be key. You cannot deviate from that thought process. Ensure that you have that willpower. Check into that willpower daily. Look yourself into the mirror and speak positive things no matter how bad it gets, right? So that's number 2. You must have willpower. Number 3, just say no to temptation. So folks, along the way, they always say every level there's a new devil. So whatever that new devil is to you, it may be, drinking, it may be substance abuse, it may be overeating, it may be men, it may be women, whatever it is that your cup of tea is, and whatever is kind of pulling you off track, you have to say no to temptation. A long time ago, there was a DARE program, and they said, just say no to drugs. Well, I'm saying now, just say no to temptation that's going to pull you away from your cause, your purpose, what it is that you're looking to achieve, folks. And again, I cannot say how important that is, because at every level, you will be challenged. I will be challenged, right? And we have to know ourselves. We have to be deeply rooted in our belief system and where it is that we're going, right? In order to say, you know what, this temptation, it means nothing. And give it the Heisman Trophy. And all of you guys know what the Heisman Trophy is, that stiff arm, right? Back up. I'm not going to indulge or engage in temptation whatsoever. So again, just say no to temptation. Number 4, daily, weekly, monthly evaluation of self. So some of you that have worked in a factory, you may have someone that goes in and they do a daily evaluation of what products they have, whatever it may be. So what I'm asking you to do, inventory, right, of yourself. What are you looking to achieve on a day-to-day basis? What are you looking to achieve on a weekly basis? And what are you looking to achieve overall on that monthly basis? That is extremely important. Why is that extremely important? Because if you don't know where you have been, how in the hell do you know where you are going? And if you don't have that shit written down, then guess what? You're relying on your memory. And I know for me, I don't know about you, but I'm so busy. If someone asked me, hey, what did you eat for lunch yesterday? Shit, I don't know, right? That's not overly important. I know I satisfied my hunger, right? But I don't know necessarily what it is. I'm thinking about A, B, C, D for today and knocking that stuff out, right? So that is why it's extremely important to do daily, weekly, monthly inventory of self, your goals, your aspirations, your dreams. Make sure you're writing that stuff down. Make sure you're checking it off daily, because here's the reality. We're going to call it residual positivity, right? And residual impact based on you making the right decisions every day based on your daily, weekly, monthly evaluation of yourself and your goals. So what happens at the end of the year, if you're abiding by that, at the end of 3 months, if you're abiding by that, you can get a lot further. They always say, if you lock in, right? And we all know that. We all know what I say at the end of each episode. But if you lock in for 90 days, if you lock in for 120 days, right? Only God knows how far you can get, right? And I'm talking about lock in, having that willpower, just saying no to temptation, making a decision that your future self will thank you for. I'm talking about all of this stuff that I'm listing out for you. If you lock in and you stay dedicated and you stay down, as Nipsey Hussle said, then the sky's the limit, folks. But if you don't lock in this capacity, then you're just out, right? Wishing on a star. And we don't want to do that. Next, take personal inventory of self. Why do you want to take personal inventory of self? It's extremely important because I already alluded to it in the daily, weekly, monthly evaluation, and taking inventory of yourself kind of blends in together. It's a natural progression. But, if you're not sitting down, taking inventory of your thought process, taking inventory of, what you are saying to yourself, your daily mantras, evaluating your career. If you're not doing that stuff, then you really don't have a plan of what's next. Sometimes you go on an interview and they say, hey, where do you want to be in 3 years? They say, hey, where do you want to be in 5 years? And if you don't have an answer, if you don't have that well thought out, then I'm telling you right now, get a pen, a piece of paper out. After this video, take the next 20 minutes and write down your goals, folks. Do it now. It's extremely important, okay? You will not get to where you want to go by just trial and error. It doesn't happen. It has to be purposeful, right? It has to be tasteful. You have to be meticulous, right? And if you're not meticulous about where you want to be, you won't get there. Next, number 6, thoughts become things. That's extremely important. Early on, when I worked at my very first sales company, there was someone that was sitting next to me, and his name was William Owusu. And William Owusu, he said to me, Patrick, thoughts become things. And that right there stuck in my head, and it's still with me today. And it's still one of those key principles that I lean on all the time, because it's extremely important, folks. What are you telling yourself? Are you bashing yourself? Are you beating yourself up, right? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about positive things, right? Do you have a vision board? Or do you have something as far as a vision that's written down? Do you have this stuff? Because what you're thinking about is what the universe is going to open up and give you, that God is going to give you, whoever you believe in is going to give you. And it's exactly what you are going to work towards. So be very careful of what you're thinking about. Be very careful of what you're saying to yourself. Be very careful and be very intentional of all of that stuff. If you're not intentional, folks, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to live the life that you want to live. So be very intentional with what you tell yourself. That's number 6. Thoughts become things. And last but not least, number 7, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it, okay? I can honestly say everything that I wish for, everything I plan for, going through this list of 7 things that I've given you, okay? Whatever you wish does come to you. As long as you put enough, willpower into it, as long as you plan for it, as long as you're meticulous about it, as long as you write it down, right? As long as you are spending some time on it daily, you're gonna get what you wish for and what you think about on a very consistent basis. So let's make sure it's positive, and let's make sure it's going to benefit you, your family, and make an impact on the globe in whatever it is that you do, okay? Because the last thing that you, my tycoons, should be doing is wishing negative things on yourself, on people around you, on family members, on loved ones, on your co-workers, right? On your job. It should be all positive. And if it's not all positive, you have to look yourself in the mirror and you need to reevaluate things. So this particular video, folks, I want you to go through it today, revisit it a week from now, revisit it a month from now, write this stuff down, because this is very instrumental in having a full positive life, okay? And that's the life that I want for each and every one of my tycoons. And you know what I said, lock in with me, because you know I am locked in with you. And please like, subscribe, share this knowledge with another individual who needs the Tycoon teaching. Until we meet again, folks, take care. Bye now.